Hi, and welcome to my channel. And this is episode 66 of the Lina Knits podcast, my podcast about knitting and finding joy in every stitch and getting cozy in your hand knits. I am Lina and I'm coming to you from my home in Helsinki, Finland. Today is January the 10th, 2019, my first podcast for the year. And this time I have one WIP today I've been working on, one finished object, and some stash acquisitions. Some new yarn has entered my home. So yes, let's get to it. And the one WIP that I've been working on, and I didn't make a lot of progress, but I did make some, and any progress is progress, right? This is the Trace That Sweater by Jennifer Steingas. The pattern is from Lina magazine issue 3. It's also available individually for individual purchase on Ravelry from the designer, but the one I'm using is from the magazine. And I'm using the Let Lopi yarn that the pattern calls for. And yeah. So what I've been working on since I last showed this to you is the bottom of the sweater. So I've done the color work band here, and now all I need to do here is the ribbing and then move on to the sleeves. And I don't know what it is about this, but this color work band here at the bottom was so meditative to knit. I didn't want it to end. It was so soothing. And I think partly it's the yarn. Now, a lot of people say that Let Lopi is scratchy, not soft. And it is a bit scratchy. I think a rough wool or whatever, but I also find it has a really nice feel to it. I really like how it feels flowing between my fingers, and I really love the fabric that it's forming. But yes, so here are my colors of Let Lopi, and Let Lopi is produced by Istex. Now I did look up the numbers for you. I'm going to read them from here. So my dark gray, brownish, very dark, almost black color is 0052, and then the very pale gray is 0054. My green is 9421, and my brown is 1420. So 52, 54, 9421, and 1420. And the colors that I'm using are pretty similar to the sample or the original sweater, but I wanted them to be really earthy and natural. So out of the dozens and dozens of color options, this is what I went with. I know I wanted to have brown and green, and just to make sure I had enough contrast, the other two sort of fell in. I did play around with different browns and greens, but these were the ones that were most pleasing to my eye. And I'm really happy with how they work together. So I've been working on this a really long time, considering how much I'm enjoying it. But this is not a race. What matters is that I am enjoying it, and it will get finished. The sleeves will have a small color work band as well at the cuff. Otherwise, it'll just be a stockinette in a round or in ribbing with the main color, which I still have 3 full skeins of. So should be plenty. No, sorry, 4 full skeins of. So 2 per sleeve. I think that's fine. This is probably going to go for the rib. Oh, and I'm knitting this with 4mm needles. Then onto my one finished object, which is my own design. I shared this as a whip in the last episode. And I've still got the ends here, always, but it's finished. So this is my snow lantern shawl, and I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. So it's got this textured stitch, bubbles, lots of bubbles, and then these sort of lacy cables that also form different kind of bubbles, I'd say. Bubbles and bubbles, yeah. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. As usual, this one will get its own video where I go into more detail on this. So if this is something you're interested in, go check that out. But I just wanted to share this with you because I know some of you just prefer watching the podcast episodes. So this pattern is now being test knit, and it will be out by the end of January, during the last week of January. And what I used to knit that is one of my favorite yarns of all time, the Rerum Naturals Gilead. So this one is a worsted weight wool. It's got a pretty generous yardage. The 100-gram ball has 250 meters, which is, I don't know, 270 something yards. And the colorway that I'm using for this is SEL, S-E-L. It's a natural way, which is what I wanted for snow. Although snow is pure white, but still white for snow. And I love this. I've knit 2 sweaters with this yarn, and they're my favorites. And the yarn is really good quality, and it's organic, made in France, yeah. And the wool is from Provence, France, and Valle de l'Alentejo, Portugal. Yeah. And so for the shawl, I used 3 skeins of this. So I ordered 4, so I've got 1 extra. But yes, really pleased with that. Cannot wait to release the pattern and share it with all of you. So that's what I've been knitting, but I also I have some purchases, and yeah, actually some of these I already had last episode, but I forgot to share them because it's so unusual that I have new yarn. I mean, I have yarn, but new yarn to share. First up, I in one of the Finnish groups on Ravelry, we had this sort of Christmas exchange type of thread where people posted yarns that they would send to other people for free. And the catch was, if you called for something, if you wanted something, you posted a skein of your own, from your own stash, or you didn't actually swap with anyone, but you gave an equal amount to what you got. So what I did is I picked some skeins from my stash that were ready to go to their new homes, posted those, and after people had claimed them, I saw some yarns that I wanted. I think I sent out 3 skeins and I claimed 2, which is fine. That's how I wanted it to be. So the first one that I got was from one of my favorite dyers, Ikke, BFL sock in Euphoria. So this is sock yarn, 75% BFL and 25 nylon, 425 meters, 465 yards in this 100-gram skein. So it's a pretty neutral speckled yarn. So white base and then greenish, different greens as speckles. So this will be a really nice pair of socks for me, I guess, for me. And then the other one is also sock yarn, and this is by another Finnish dyer, Knit Labs Lair, Louhittaren Luola. And this one is her Väinämöinen base, 75% wool, 25% polyamide, which is the same as nylon. 100 grams is 400 meters, 440 yards. And this is colorway called Sumu. Hand-dyed fibers for spinning, yarn for knitting, fabric and thread for embroidery. Ooh, I gotta go check the embroidery now that I'm doing cross stitch again. And fabric. Oh, I didn't know she dyed that. I wonder if she still does or if this is an old band. Gotta go check that out. Anyway, so this is the colorway, a mauvish, pinkish, purplish, really gorgeous skein of sock yarn. I love this. So really happy with what I got, and I hope the people who received their skeins from me were also happy with what they got. And then just before Christmas, I remembered that the previous Christmas I'd gotten a gift certificate to my local yarn store, or one of the local yarn stores here in Helsinki, to Snorre. And I'd used it pretty much, but there was still a bit of money left, and it needed to be used before Christmas because it was good for 1 year. So I went in. If you followed my Vlogmas, you sort of saw me go in there. My camera died on me when I was there, so I didn't actually get to shoot anything in the shop, but I did mention going there. And what I got were 2 skeins of this lichen and lace. 2 skeins of lichen and lace in their rustic header sport base, which is their non-superwash single ply sport weight base, 100% Canadian wool. These are 56 grams each, and they have 250 yards, so around 200 meters. This one is pollen and this one is coal. So I got these and hope to finally knit a pair of colorwork mittens for myself. Again, there were lots of gorgeous colors, and I tried to go with what I liked, but also that had good contrast in them. But I think these are sort of contrasty, but still both quite neutral. So I'm gonna be really happy with the pair of mittens I will eventually knit with these, or then they end up being something else. Can we talk about these labels? I love them. So clever. And I also got another skein of sock yarn, because, you know, but this one is, I'm calling this a neutral. It's gray, purple, mauve, pink. I don't know how would you describe this shade, but this is called Obsidian. It's 101, the color number. And this is Socks Yeah by Coop Knits. And this is just a 50-gram skein. I think it only comes in 50-gram skeins. 75% fine superwash merino wool, 25 nylon, 220 meters, 231 yards per 50 grams. So, because I'm wanting to knit more scrappy socks, I know I still got those knee-high socks to finish, but with scraps that I have in my stash. And I just thought this would be a nice yarn maybe to stripe them with. Do stripes with this and then the scraps. It was so pretty, I had to get it. So that is everything I had for you this time. Maybe a bit of a shorter episode, not that my episodes are long, but I just wanted to give you a quick update on what I had been working on, what I'd entered into my stash, and yeah, to catch up. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do so by hitting the subscribe button. That way you'll know whenever I update new content to my channel. I'm aiming for a new video every week. Sometimes it might be more, sometimes I might need to skip a week, but one video a week is what I aim for at the moment. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you soon again. Happy knitting. Bye.